Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode on EDT. Eau de Treasure, I'm Steven, and I'm going to talk about a fragrance that I've already unpacked this because I bought this, I think about a year and a half ago. Not exactly sure if I bought this before I made this YouTube channel or if I got this after I made the YouTube channel and just didn't make a video about it because I didn't think there was anything really video worthy about this fragrance, but I'm wrong. This is a fragrance, in my opinion. This fragrance does not get talked about at all online. It's underappreciated. And actually, this is an important fragrance in the industry. And like I said, just underappreciated. This is not discontinued as far as I know. This is not a rare fragrance. But this is a vintage fragrance. This is definitely an interesting fragrance. And this is actually the inspiration for a fragrance that you guys all probably know already that is a very popular fragrance now. You probably don't know about this one. I call it Animale Animale for men, if that's the right pronunciation. Not sure, but that's what this video is going to be about. All about Animale Animale and the interesting things about this fragrance since I have it, and just like to tell you all about it. So this is the original Animale for men, and it's made by a company called Parlux. Parlux Fragrances, I think it's called. It's an eau de toilette. And this one came out in 1993. And guys, I think this smells every bit of 1993 to me. I'm not a huge fan of this fragrance. I just looked at the feedback on this just recently, and a lot of guys love this. Of course, if they're going to leave comments on a classic fragrance, they're probably big fans of it anyway. But there's some honest comments. My honest comment on this is, maybe I'm biased by the name, but this does smell somewhat animalic to me. It doesn't have any civet in it. This has citruses on the top. It has a lavender in the mid notes, and then the base notes are your typical masculine things. You have vetiver, oak moss. And I like these manly fragrances from the 80s and 90s, but not this one so much. This would be like at the bottom of the list. I would rather wear other stuff. I love the fougere or barbershop type fragrances that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. I would wear something like Calvin Klein's Obsession or Paul Sebastian Fine Cologne over something like this. It's just not really that appealing to me, but it's important because this is the first in the line. I think it's the first in the line. Would you believe it, guys? If you've heard of this, there are like 20 different Animale fragrances in the line. But this video is not about this one. This video is mainly about this fragrance. Now, before I get into this one, let me tell you what this one inspired, all right? This one inspired the fragrance you guys all should know, and it's called Mugler's Angel Men. This came out in 1993. That's when this debuted. This debuted a year later in 1994. And let me tell you guys, this is nothing like this fragrance. And then 2 years later, Mugler's Angel Men debuted. If you don't know Angel Men, here's what it looks like, the box, the bottle. It's iconic, really. And it came out in 96. Jean-Paul Gaultier Lemale came out in 95. And to me, those two mid to late 90s fragrances are really, really important to the industry. I love both of those fragrances. Mugler Amen is like this really heavy, dark, woody, and chocolatey smelling fragrance. So Amen is considered the first gourmand fragrance, but I consider it the first popular gourmand fragrance. What Mugler created with Amen is really amazing, and that fragrance, it really was ahead of its time. I just think it was so far out there, it wasn't really appreciated that much back then. Then in the 2000s, they came out with so many flankers, and 2010s, and now, well, it's a different story now. The prices are going up on them. They're not really that easily available anymore. Luckily, I do have a few bottles of it. I just don't have it right here to show you. The fragrance is really unique to me. It has this very interesting scent, and somebody described it as cookies baking in the oven a little bit too long, like they're getting a little bit burnt. And if you're wondering like why I have all this information about Amen and how it's similar to this, is because I saw it on another YouTuber's channel. Have you guys seen the Fragrance Apprentice channel? I'll put a link down below in the description, but he made a video all about the Angel Men series, the Angel Men line. The name of that video, it's The Incredible Life and the Bizarre Death of the Angel Men series. And it's like a movie, guys. It's like an hour-long video, really well made. So think of it as a documentary. It's an Amen documentary. So if you guys love Amen, you'll probably like that documentary. You got to see it. If you don't know Amen, but you want to see a really interesting story about a very popular fragrance line that unfortunately got axed, you got to check it out. In that video, the YouTuber said that Terry Mugler was inspired by Animale Animale when he made Amen. So getting to this one now, this is ahead of its time. These days, you guys know the ambery, sweet, honey tobacco fragrances are all the rage now. And that's exactly what this is. This is kind of an old school sweet honey tobacco fragrance. And you can see this is a 200 ml bottle, guys. This is a monster in my hand right here. If you look at it, the design is kind of cheesy, right? It's this glass bottle surrounded by this cheesy plastic design. This has got like speckles on it. Looks like stars in the sky. And this one with the same lightning bolts, it just has these little green accents that I think are different on every bottle. Animale Animale for men. But this is really cool. I found this here in Japan online. I never see this come up for sale. It just came up a couple times in the past few years. And one of them, it was this came up, it was cheap enough. This was on my radar. I heard that this smells a lot like Amen. And I remember seeing this when I was younger in my early 20s. I think I had a bottle of this. Maybe it was the same 30 ml bottle. There's a lot of these 30 ml bottles around. At the time, I really thought that this smelled dated and wasn't really for me. So I had smelled lemale before, and I had like Nautica fragrances back then, and I was really into those. This wasn't my thing, and it's still a little bit, even though I know more about fragrances, doesn't do it for me, as I said. But this is a rediscovery. This one is fantastic, guys. I'm going to spray it on right now and just enjoy this scent. So it's, like I said, it's got honey, it's got tobacco. Actually, let me read you off the notes. This one's got honey, pineapple, vanilla, tobacco, patchouli, amber, nutmeg, lavender, sandalwood, musk, lime, galbanum, ylang ylang, cedar, rose, jasmine, lemon, and lily of the valley. I don't know what the top or mid or base notes are. It's just all lumped together. But this is a fantastic fragrance. How close is this to Amen? It's not really that close. It is the same type of fragrance. This is not as dark and heavy, and it doesn't have the coffee or chocolate notes that Amen has. So if you can picture those notes in Amen missing, and it's just kind of the sweet tobacco, that's what you get from this. But what's amazing about this, not only is it still available, it's $25 to $30 on eBay for this monster 200 ml bottle. It's like the same price as a 100 ml bottle. So it's worth a blind buy if that sounds like the kind of fragrance you might like. If you don't like it, just give it to someone. I got this for a pretty good price here. I think I paid like, I don't know, 25 or 30 bucks, which is what this thing is new, and this is a full bottle, but I've never seen this sold in a store. So I'm not sure when this was actually in stores. This sticker is kind of old looking to me. This could have been in stores here in Japan where I live, maybe 2005 to 2010, around that time period. But I'm really glad I have this. This is fantastic. It's the perfect cool weather winter scent. The performance is actually pretty good. It's pretty decent on this. I'm smelling it now. I can smell the pineapple. I smell the honey, the sweet tobacco notes. Animale Animale, a forgotten fragrance that got overshadowed by Angel Men, and for good reason. But we can't forget about this one. This one really inspired an amazing line, and people really don't know about it. So check out that video on the Fragrance Apprentice's channel if you get the chance. And leave a comment down below. Do you guys know this fragrance or this Animale or any of the other flankers? What do you think of them? What do you think of this video? Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I hope you do. Subscribe to my channel and click the video tab if you want to see some of the other fragrance discovery that I have on my channel. Usually cover discontinued, vintage, rare, interesting fragrances, and this is definitely in the interesting category. Thought I'd show it to you guys. So hope you're having a great day out there. That's it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Take care.